Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you'll be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, at optimistic.tv, we have officially begun releasing the first few episodes of our new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video variety talk show, Optimistic, which features live visionary art, soul share interviews, retreat guests here at the Mystic Manor, as well as live musical performances. I'm also super excited to announce that we are currently making plans to release the rest of Season 1 on my personal favorite online streaming service. So stay tuned to optimistic.tv to follow the unfolding development of this exciting Optimistic expansion, as we'll be posting more info and release dates there soon. And in the meantime, be sure to check out, of course, the first few episodes at optimistic.tv as well.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining Samantha and I today on this very beautiful day on Earth. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, Erica. So glad to be here. Hello, all you positive heads.
Yes. So, wow, so much going on. I feel like we have a ton to talk about. So we'll see what we actually wind up talking about today. But I wanted to tell a little story about what's been coming up for me. So, with everything going on in the world, I know I'm probably not alone in this, but it's easy to get caught up in everything, all the news and all the alternative media, and just trying to keep abreast of what's going on, or not even try to keep, but just it's hard to not pay attention. And I've been told repeatedly to stop it, to stop paying attention, to shut it all off. I've been told in multiple ways. And so I've decreased it, but I'm still doing it. Right. And then over the weekend, I had this experience with my physical body that my entire neck, like on the left side, just locked up to where I could not move my neck. Like I was just straight forward. And this happened like I fell asleep wrong on the couch and I woke up like I couldn't move. Right. So I wound up I went to the chiropractor I work with my chiropractor. We share the same office. There's no reason that I should not be going in for chiropractic treatments, but there's something that I do where I put everybody else first. And so everything else has to get done. And then I don't do that self-care piece. So this thing that happened has a few different pieces. So there's that self-care piece. Also paying attention to the outside world more than paying attention to your inside world is also a self-care piece. I've also been told, now is the time for you to keep your focus, stay straight ahead. Like, look what's in front of you right now. Don't worry about what's going on out there. So in meditation this morning, I asked, like, what is this all about? Why is this happening in my body right now? I went and got an adjustment yesterday. He told me it was my first rib. So I asked, what's that about? What's the rib? So they said that it is like your heart protection, like your bubble around your heart, right? And when you let those outside influences affect it, it changes then like the shape of it and allows for other energies to get in. So that's exactly what I was doing. So my first rib was out. And then my neck subsequently came because they were reminding me, I need to keep focused and I need to look forward. So then I said to them, because I talked to them, okay, well, I get this now. I get it. Okay, it's done. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm already doing it. So this can go. And they said no. They said, you're not doing it. You're still doing it. And you need to completely shut it all off. Stop paying attention. Stay in your bubble. Do your self-care. Go inside. So now I really realize like what that inside piece means, right? Like, shut it all off. Go inside. Pay attention to nothing but what your inner being is telling you right now.
Wow, that's so powerful. And I really love that as a tool, that the answers are within us, right? Like, and even if they're coming through us, through our guides or through source consciousness, it's really from going within. And I love that, you've really cultivated that access channel regularly through your morning meditation. This is something that when we were just talking before recording, that I was sharing that this thing came up for me as well this weekend. And again, you and I in our parallels. On Saturday, I knew that something was just so off in my body. For me, it's my digestion, where bloating and pain and just like bubbling, and it's really, really intense. And I look 10 months pregnant sometimes. And I knew I needed to go and get help. So I messaged my Reiki sound healing massage practitioner, and I said, hey, I need to come see you tomorrow. Like, I know there's a pandemic and whatever, but can you please just see me? And he said, okay, I'll see you. So Sunday, I did a little bit of a microdose and went for my Reiki treatment. And I went for an hour and a half. And the first hour was a regular treatment. And then the last 30 minutes was fully on my stomach. And as I was going, I was processing. It was just so much sadness and resentment, and then guilt, especially in my stomach, just guilt for not being a great daughter, not being a great sister, not being a great partner, for all the ways that I projected my pain onto my partner, my previous partner, and just the things I hadn't forgiven myself, and that not being able to forgive myself was what I couldn't digest, this innate self-hatred and resentment. And the victimhood as well that went around that. And so as he was pressing in my stomach and I started to feel this, he said something. He said, Samantha, set yourself free. And I just cried my face off. And as I sobbed and sobbed, the energy, there was heat that went flushing through my body. And that night I started my menstrual cycle. And the next morning, my stomach was soft. No pain, no bloating, no indigestion. It was just soft. And it just shows that, our bodies store emotions, they store lessons, there's meaning there. And we really have an opportunity to learn the language of our bodies, and then to listen and to comply with its asks.
Totally. It's telling us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
The body is just a mirror of the mind. That's really all it is. It's just showing us exactly where we need to pay some attention to our emotions. And like these things that have happened to us in our life, or those things that happen for us in our life, where that those energies can get stuck because we misunderstand, right? It's just this not forgiving or holding on to guilt. And we don't do this purposely. We don't even realize that we're doing it, especially when it's not forgiving our own selves. That's a big one. So that's why that makes so much sense, that's why you weren't digesting it, because it's so hard to figure like, oh, wait, I'm doing this to myself. I just need to let go. It's okay. Yeah. Holding on to this doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve them. Right.
That's it. Yeah. And it's so funny because it can be sneaky. Reality and the way that we project ourselves onto reality is sneaky. I know for the longest time, I thought I was a victim. My parents did this. My partners did this. Whoa, poor me. I was the one being hurt. And then I really, when I got to see the mirror effect and I got to take ownership, I said, wow, okay, yeah. They were responding to me as well, just as much as I was responding to them. And my projections and the way that I showed up and the way that I was emasculating or the way that I was being selfish or dishonest produced these results as well. And so instead of pointing the finger, it's really looking in the mirror and saying, okay, yeah, I have responsibility here. And then the natural reaction for most people is to beat themselves up, but it's like that just perpetuates. And then the unworthiness will come up. And so it's, how can you have forgiveness and how can you have compassion, like deep reverence for the process and compassion for that little boy or little girl inside that's just wanting to be loved. And that's just afraid.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to forgiveness and compassion, there's a couple of things I think are helpful tools. One is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. And the other one is when you can understand that either you or the other person didn't know what they were doing. It's like if you were to ask somebody in kindergarten to do a calculus problem, can they do that? Do they have the capacity? Do they have the understanding? And if not, how could they have responded better? How could you have responded better if you didn't know? So you can forgive yourself for not knowing. You know better now, and now you can make better choices. But let all that go because it doesn't allow you to flow and move on.
It's so powerful, really believing and trusting that everybody is doing the best that they can with what they have, with where they are. And that can be related to even on a macro scale right now in the world. What would it be like if we imagined that the government, the politicians, the vaccine creators, the 5G creators, the medical, what if we really believed that they're all doing the best that they can with what they have, with good intentions? It really can shift our perspective and an inner energy that we hold towards the world. And that's really empowering.
It will shift our perspective, and it will shift the world that we're living in. And what's so great that you just said that is because that's the second part, because I forgot, that's the second part of what came through this morning, is that as a collective, we are so powerful. We can truly move mountains. And there are enough of us that get it, that have this understanding. But what's happening is we're allowing ourselves to be distracted by what's going on out there, right? So if we stop it and we see that it really is all done, everything's taken care of, we got this, everything is okay, and go inside and see it from that heart center, show everything love, compassion, and kindness, and that is what we emit together. Wow, that's just huge. We got this. There's so many of us. Like, we just all need to focus and know that we already have this done.
So powerful that you said that yesterday, and perfect timing. Yesterday, I interviewed the co-founder of Transformation Agency. His name's Paul Cooper, and he was speaking to this as well about being aware. You can be aware of what's happening, but focusing on the highest outcome, like on the field of possibility, the field of potentiality of the highest and greatest outcome, and anchor your peace, the peace of heart and mind and soul to that highest vision. And I really thought about that because I have been so swept up and caught up in all of the truth-seeking conspiracy theories, this, that, political war, all of it. And it's easy to be lost in that. Yeah. And then to be caught up in the collective chaos and the inner chaos, which then creates more outer chaos. Yeah. And that's not what we need. No. It's not fighting for a future that we need right now. It's anchoring in peace in our hearts. Yes. And so that we're co-creating and coming from that place, trusting that this is truly for the highest good.
Fighting will get us absolutely nowhere. We always talk about the Mother Teresa quote on this show where she said, I will not attend, or something similar to this, I will not attend a rally against war, but I will attend a peace rally. There's a huge difference, humongous difference. And when we have infinite possibility at our disposal, why would we choose anything other than the best outcome when we do get to choose? It's just a decision. It really is that simple. We just decide whatever that most favorable outcome it is that we want to see for ourselves, and see that. Just set your mind to that. And that's it. It's using our will properly.
Yeah, it reminds me of Buckminster Fuller's quote, and I'll just paraphrase it, but it's really about, we don't create a new world by focusing all of our attention on breaking down the old world. We build a new world by focusing on building a new world.
Exactly.
And I resonate with that. And as I say that, I see where I have not done that, where it's like really anti-establishment, anti-government, anti-medical system. And I love just like innately fighting. There's definitely war codes in my DNA. And yet now this mantra that keeps coming through is the war is over. The war is over. The war is over. And it's a time for peace. And peace isn't going to be created out there until it's created in here.
Yeah, use that same warrior spirit for yourself. Right? The war isn't outside, and it's not a war. We can look at this both ways.
Yeah.
So I love the warrior spirit. It's beautiful. We have to use it right. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Never outside. It's never outside.
Yeah, the warrior spirit goes a lot with what we've seen in society. It's also very patriarchal, and I feel like also there is a magician spirit that has been at play for a long while. And I feel like now, we're really being called to be lovers, to go into the lover archetype, and to love ourselves, to love one another, to love the planet, to anchor in love. And this is the time of light workers activating, people coming online, people waking up. And it's easy to wake up and kind of scream and cry and be, I feel like the abrasive light that's flashing in. But once your eyes adjust a little bit, it's like, okay, just breathe, anchor in, come back to your body, be in the present moment, deepen into gratitude, and focus on what it is that we get to create together.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we all understand that where we focus, that's what we create. So if we're going to be focusing on all the stuff out there that we don't like seeing, we're going to continue to see the stuff we don't like. Yeah. I don't want to, I don't want to do that. I want to see gathering. I want to see us getting together and hugging and loving and holding hands and singing songs and, just a world of peace and harmony. So that's what I see. And it's just so interesting that I feel like I've been scolded so many times, each morning, and I haven't been getting it. It hasn't sunk in yet. That humanness in me was just really stubborn.
Girl,
that's one of my best traits, my stubbornness. It can really be a wonderful trait, but then it can also keep you from seeing very clearly.
What's the new commitment that you get to make to yourself right now with all of us positive heads?
To trust everything that I hear very clearly and to try to have a more full understanding of it, as opposed to hearing it and thinking, oh, I get it. Okay, got it. Because I do that too. I think I know.
Yeah. So
I don't spend enough time with it. So it needs more time and attention.
Okay. Yeah. Time to percolate and integrate and become. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, this just came up. So I learned an interesting tool. I was given an interesting tool, a way to work with crystals and learning about your energies and how to work with the crystals in order to balance your energies. Okay. And I know. And so it's interesting. So you can use any crystal, but they were showing me certain ones. The first one they showed was rose quartz. And of course, it's peace, love, and compassion. Of course, that's going to be the first one. But you can take any stone and work with each chakra with that stone. And when you get quiet, you will hear how that stone is working with your energies and how it's helping you. And it's neat. It's different for each chakra as you go up.
I love that. I really felt like after this call, I was going to just go lay in bed. Had a busy morning. I'm just going to go lay in bed, grab a crystal, rub it along my chakras.
Did you really?
Perfect. I'm going to do that right after.
It's so funny because sometimes things just come up, these pictures in my head, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm supposed to talk about that since it came up.
Perfect. I love it. All right, positive heads. Go grab a crystal, jump into bed. And get cozy with yourself. Start listening. Ask your body what lessons are there for you and what it wants you to know and what it needs from you. It's a magical process.
It really is. And I actually don't have to hold the crystal physically to do this. So it's all a process that happens in my head. And I will let my higher guidance give me the crystal for the day. Oh, wow. So it just kind of pops in.
I love that.
Isn't that cool?
Okay. That is cool.
This is how I started working with crystals years ago. I never had them physically. They just always kind of came in meditation, and I worked with them that way. And I didn't even know what they were called or what they were for. And so I would just ask, oh, what's that? What's that for? And I'd write it down, and then I'd go look it up, and it was always right. So I started to trust it more.
Amazing. I love that. That's really, really cool. I love these tools. And that's the thing. Just like anything, you can learn a tool, but if you just know about it and you don't do it, you don't actually get to
Yeah.
experience it. So for anyone listening, any of the tools that we've been sharing, test them out. Test it out a couple of times. Give yourself the opportunity to really allow yourself to experience the magic that you really get to experience.
Yeah. And all of this is within all of us. That's nothing special. Every single one of us has this immense power within them. All of us.
Okay, Erica. Well, this was so good. I am so being called by my guides and my crystals to jump into bed and to get my self-care on. So
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. And we are actually going to leave you positive heads with a really special song to me and to our tribe, mostly just to me. And this is my soul song that was downloaded from the blueprint of my essence and my soul's desires in a meditation type of experiment with Bridie and Gentle Sparrow, who are also living at the Mystic Manor. And it's really, really beautiful. I absolutely love it. And although was written for me, it's so applicable to anyone. And so here it is, Lighthouse by Gentle Sparrow.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Samantha. I love you, and we love you all.
Until
next time.
Bye.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talk with Brandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
I went out on a whitewood boat, sailing the 7 seas. The waves were choppy and rough, I sprung a few leaks, headed for a distant shore. But the jagged rocks hidden underneath broke me in pieces. So I'm building a lighthouse out of the planks of my boat, shining my light to guide everybody back home. Look up at the stars in the sky at night, there's no roof, the cold wind's blowing through. Baby, wrap your arms around me and keep me warm. I gotta keep this fire burning through the morn. Can you help me chop some wood? I got a few holes to patch. Can you help me paint the walls? I want it to last. Can you help me tend this fire? Shine the light when I get too tired. 'Cause I'm building a lighthouse out of the planks of my boat, shining my light to guide everybody back home. Look up at the stars in the sky at night, there's no roof, the cold wind's blowing through. So baby, wrap your arms around me and keep me warm. I gotta keep this fire burning till the morn. Ships in the harbor in the morning light, guided home in the darkest night. Ships in the harbor in the middle of the night, guided home till the morning light. 'Cause we live in a lighthouse made from the planks of our boats, shining a light to guide everybody back home. Hearts beat together, united in